Oh, I'm gonna tear the roof off this bitch today. Anyone out there that wants to count how many curses I can fit into this video, feel free to do so. Because for Hipfire Commentary number 150, VegasSamurai has sent in some Skyrim, which, as you know, was created by the most incompetent, worthless, fucking cocksucking hack of a garbage development company. There is no fucking studio more worthless than these dick-sucking dirtbags who honestly think they can continue to bullshit people with their fucking awful development, piss poor shitty excuses, and pretend like they're fucking innocent. And then they turn around and they blame the PS community for them creating a half-ass shit-stained product they want to call a fucking video game. Every last motherfucker at that company should be taken out to a goddamn firing range, tied up, whipped with a gigantic Singapore cane, gutted, disemboweled, quartered, and then fucking shot in the head for being that fucking useless and clueless at making a video game. So fuck you, Todd Howard, fuck you, Ashley Chang, fuck you, Pete Hines, and fuck everybody else that has ever made a Bethesda game for PlayStation 3. Holy motherfucking shit, where's the Tylenol, man? As you can see, I don't particularly like these fucking cock monkeys over at Bethesda. Matter of fact, I'd rather play fucking crap ops while having Paris Hilton, Kesha, Richard Simmons, and Honey fucking Boo Boo singing karaoke in my fucking living room where my balls are tied up with barbed wire than to ever play a goddamn Bethesda game. And PlayStation 3 players know what I'm talking about. PlayStation 3 players probably right now stood up and gave me a standing ovation for saying exactly what they wanted to say for an entire fucking year now. Probably longer, if they played any of the Fallout games as well. This garbage excuse of a money pit have basically admitted they have no clue how to develop a PlayStation 3. They've all been admitted the past 7 years they have no idea how to do anything on the PlayStation 3, and they needed to outsource their products to develop for PlayStation. And this just isn't limited to Skyrim. This also just isn't limited to Bethesda Gaming Studios. This is all of Bethesda Softworks. Bethesda Softworks is the equivalent of Activision as the publisher. They also have studios like Obsidian, Splash Damage, ID Software, which, by the way, for those of you wondering about the Call of Duty engine, ID Software was the creator of the Call of Duty engine. They created ID Tech 3 about 10 years ago. Currently, they program on ID Tech 5, and they've already launched ID Tech 6 for some games, so that gives you an idea of how old the Call of Duty engine really is. Every one of these companies I just named does not produce content for PlayStation 3. Rage, Brink, Fallout Vegas, all of their games, every one of these Bethesda-run companies ports their games 100%. Every one of these companies did not invest a single dollar into hiring staff or training staff on the cell processor on PlayStation 3. Shit, at least Treyarch and Infinity Ward have designated teams to port the shit. Instead, Bethesda Studios creates games on Xbox, ports to PC, and then outsources to porting on PlayStation 3 to a different company. That's right, they don't even have the fucking balls to port this shit themselves. These cocksuckers are so fucking incompetent that they have to give it to somebody else to do while in production. Now let me explain the difference. Almost all third-party developers make games on all platforms, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, FIFA, Madden, whatever the hell. All of them make games based on Xbox technology. Then, they have a team waiting to port that game to PC and PlayStation 3. Internal teams are doing this, their own fucking employees, but not the fucktards at Bethesda, not even close. They make games for Xbox, they have a PC porting team, but they send all of that info to an outsourcing company to do the PlayStation 3 port for them. Are you fucking kidding me? You bastards are that fucking lazy? You fucking cunts have the nerve to tell PlayStation 3 players that Skyrim runs all fucked up because you guys use too much memory. That's exactly what they did. When PlayStation 3 complained that this walrus shit video game called Skyrim lagged on PlayStation, their response was, oh, clear the memory on your PlayStation 3. That's why it runs slow. Bullshit, man. Bull fucking shit, you lying sacks of shit. You're seriously trying the Treyarch approach to business communications, really? After 6 megabytes of memory, the shit slowed down. Meanwhile, the rest of the development world doesn't have a fucking problem with PlayStation 3. Only you worthless jackasses do. You wanna know how people found out about Bethesda scam? It's simple, the DLC issue. All their lies expose them as a fucking fraud of a company and the piece of filthy shits these fucking criminals are at this goddamn place. PlayStation 3 players know that Bethesda took over 1 year to release the DLC packs for Skyrim. 1 fucking year. Their excuse was that PlayStation 3 is not compatible with their DLC. Yet over a year, PlayStation 3 finally got these sloppy second DLC packs, which were, as expected, buggier than a motherfucker. And here's how Bethesda fucked themselves in the ass. Unlike a game on a disc, DLC has to be created from scratch. There's no way around this. When games are developed, it's not terribly difficult to bypass Sony's cell processor unit to convert the files onto a Blu-ray disc. Sure, there's some coding involved, don't get me wrong, but it's not incredibly difficult. It takes about 2 weeks to port a game to a disc after it's completed on Xbox. You can ask any development company this, they will gladly tell you that. But DLC is not disc-based, it's download-based. You can't port a download. You can't take Xbox DLC and turn it into PlayStation 3 DLC like you can with a disc conversion. It doesn't work. You need to personally program the content to be PlayStation 3 ready from the beginning. And all companies learn this lesson the hard way. Bethesda hasn't. They tried to outsource the PlayStation 3 DLC, something they hadn't done before. And sure enough, guess what? The outsourcing company couldn't do it. You know why? It's impossible to do. You have to program it yourself, you dumb fucks. And since Bethesda doesn't know how, guess what? PlayStation 3 got no DLC. It took a full fucking year to get the DLC because these assholes actually had to learn how to program for the first time on PlayStation 3. Hell, the writing was on the wall with this one. Anyone remember Fallout 3? Amazing game. Way too fucking long. There was no PS3 DLC through the store. The only way you were able to get the DLC was you had to buy the Game of the Year edition, which was disc-based. You had to get the disc to get those additional 4 to 5 missions, whatever the fuck it was. With Skyrim, they fucked up. They kept the charade up about programming to PlayStation 3 and whatnot, but when it finally came time to do it, they couldn't. They can't, because they're worthless, lying scumbags. When the gaming media outlets pressed them on why they're so fucking incompetent, they finally had to say that they had been porting PlayStation 3 this whole goddamn time. And then the best part, they wouldn't even tell the media outlets who the outsourcing company was. They said, oh, that's our outsourcing company. The media outlet said, okay, who's your outsourcing company? Oh, we can't tell you that. Bullshit, man. You guys are a bunch of fucking liars. Let me tell you, man, I'm not a Skyrim player. I had no intention of taking an arrow to the knee or whatever that fucking joke is. But when a company lies like this, there's no reason for a consumer to trust them. There's absolutely no reason for a PlayStation 3 player to go buy their products. Even when they tried rolling out that DLC with some kind of pre-purchase deal or whatever the fuck it is, I think you could pay like $10 less if you buy it all on the first day, whatever the fuck it is. Bullshit. Why should we give you any more fucking money as a goddamn company? You know, as much as I can't stand Treyarch, at least they port their games to PlayStation 3 on their own by their own developers. They do that in-house. And you guys never hear me say, don't buy this game or boycott this game. But for Bethesda, I would tell anyone, stay away from this fucking garbage company. PlayStation 3 players, do not buy their products. Do not put any more money into the pockets of these fucking criminals. Xbox and PC players, think about this. Think about how this could turn around and they could do the same thing to you. These guys are liars. They profit off of bullshit. They're nothing more than con artists pretending to be a gaming company. Now for Xbox, you guys probably got the game and it probably worked great. It was probably an incredible game because it was developed specifically for your console. Now imagine if a company decided to develop on the PlayStation and completely forget about a shitty port to Xbox and say, oh yeah, here's your shitty copy. Can you imagine how pissed you would be? You'd be like, man, fuck this company, man. I'm not dealing with these assholes anymore. This is how they treat the PlayStation 3. And the best part is, they have the nerve to say that PlayStation 3 sales are low and that justifies their outsourcing. Good job, cuntbags. Blame your consumers again. PlayStation 3 players don't buy this shit because they know it's a half-assed product. If a PlayStation 3 owner has the option to buy a superior game on another platform, why would they buy a hand-me-down version you're trying to sell? Why would someone pay 60 bucks for fucking garbage? If they have the chance to buy the PC game knowing it's not going to be as fucked up, they're going to buy the PC game. If somebody has 2 consoles, they're going to buy the Xbox version because it was specifically designed for Xbox. It was never designed for PlayStation 3. You fucking cuntards seriously think that we're going to buy some half-ass product. No, it has nothing to do with shitty sales. It has to do with you fucking lying and you not taking the time to program for this motherfucker. If you program the game the right way, if you delivered on your promises, then people would buy the shit. But they will always ignore your horseshit products when you put no effort into this bullshit. And that's why Skyrim is a half-ass piss-poor port of a game. This game should be used as evidence at a fucking trial that results in every hanging of every single person in that goddamn company, whoever made this goddamn game. That includes all your top people and every fucking developer that let this bullshit happen. I swear to God, if I ever saw a single Bethesda employee in the street and their fucking eyebrows are on fire, I wouldn't even piss on them to put that fucking fire out. That's what I would do. Matter of fact, I would go over there and get a lighter and put their fucking clothes on fire and just make that shit go a lot quicker. That's how fucked up you guys are. And you wouldn't even hear me say that about Treyarch. And anybody here knows I can't stand Treyarch, but you guys take the cake for the shittiest fucking developer that is currently out making fucking games right now. Anyways, as you can see, I didn't even pay attention to the video. Motherfucker took an arrow to the knee. I didn't really give a shit, man. So anyway, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And yes, I'm about to go play some video games right now and rage on the motherfucker and take all my aggression out on this shit.